Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Bors with the Mike Bors channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking exhaust systems on vehicles, and in today's video we're going to show you how to replace the flex pipe. Let's get started.
All right, DIYers outside now, and in front of us is our Toyota Camry, and we have a hole in our flex pipe that basically comes down underneath the engine in between the two front wheels and feeds into the hard pipe and extends back to the catalytic converter. And again, unfortunately, it is leaking. At this point, I've got the front end on jack stands. Never rely and get underneath a car without jack stands. You do not want to rely on a jack itself. And what I'll do first is actually start the engine because I want to show you what it sounds like, and I will show you exactly where it is leaking. Engine is running. We'll come underneath the vehicle. Engine is now off. Let's go back underneath the car and figure out where we are going to cut. Back underneath the engine, and as you can see with the flex pipe coming out closest to the front of the car, it makes a shift to a larger diameter of pipe as it makes its turn upward inside the engine. Be careful if you just ran your engine, the pipe might be hot. So we are going to probably cut right here just inside the weld portion that is all rusted up, and then we're going to shift to the back end. This is a larger diameter pipe, which basically is the same as the front portion here that feeds upward into the engine. And they do make special tools to cut exhaust pipes. Unfortunately, we do not have one with us right now. However, scrolling above is a link to a video where we gave a review on a tool you can rent from your local AutoZone, and definitely works better than what I'm going to use here. All I'm going to use is a little saw here. Grab some safety glasses and begin your cuts. At this point I started my cut, and it will take much longer to cut with this little saw as opposed to the tool that I review in that video link that was scrolling above just moments ago. However, I got to do it. Making progress on the cut, what I did next was grab the replacement flex pipe and I shifted it in place to compare it just to ensure that I'm cutting the proper length. And that cut right there, I want that extra pipe for the flex pipe to be able to grab onto, and as well as the opposite end. I will cut about an inch back from that weld point where the existing flex pipe feeds into that pipe. And let me show you the actual size real quick of the pipe I'm using from my local AutoZone. Alright DIYers, that was by far the dumbest decision I've made all day, trying to cut that pipe with a handsaw. I basically got nowhere in about an hour, and my dad stopped by and asked what I was doing. I showed him and he said, hey, you need to use my Sawzall. So here it is, the DeWalt Sawzall. Thank you, Dad. I'm going to put this to use and cut that pipe. Check this out, my dad by far saved the day. As you can see, that Sawzall cut right through it. What we'll do is shift to the front side and continue cutting. Old flex pipe is removed. Now let's reposition the new flex pipe in place and secure it. What I recommend in the event that you purchase one of these, go ahead and remove the sticker. And we are now going to apply some JB Weld exhaust system sealant. And here's some more information on it. That's going to help create a proper seal. Next thing I recommend is doing a dry run with your new flex pipe. Go ahead and insert it, and you may have to give it a couple friendly twists or turns and muscle it in place. And as you can see, I am very satisfied with that extra play, and I'll center it when I clamp it down. From here, I'll take it back out and add the sealant. Go ahead and take the cap off, and on the very bottom you've got a little needle. You can screw that in, puncture the seal on the top, and it's ready to be used. And I am going to not be light on it. I am going to add quite a lot. And I'll actually kind of dab it down. It's pretty thick, as you can see, and it doesn't really stick to you. I mean, you're going to get some on your fingers, but it's not going to be extremely sticky. And I'm just going to create what looks like a bead and kind of taper it off on each end. And there's a couple different ways to do this, but this is just what I'm doing. Okay, this is the part that's going to go in the pipe that is furthest from the engine. And The sealant on this side will actually go on top of the original pipe down below, which fits inside this fitting. Next, I added the sealant to the opposite end. This is the end that goes closest to the engine, and I added a tapered press to it, as you can see. Let's go ahead and insert it. I'll go with the rear first, and again, go ahead and twist it on in. And I will now take that sealant and kind of work it in the actual grooves. At this point, as you can see, I just applied the sealant with my finger and worked it into the actual grooves or cracks. And from here, I'm going to go grab the clamps. In front of me now are exhaust clamps and adapters. And in the event that you want step-by-step guidance on how to install these, we have a video link scrolling above. And usually these come in very helpful when you don't make the proper cut or you just want to add a straight pipe somewhere along your system. However, as you can see, our new flex pipe is in position and in a good spot. We don't need any adapters. We are now going to use the exhaust clamps. Clamp is now out of the box. I grabbed the sticker from the flex connector. Ours is a 2-inch, and again, that's already installed. And the way these work, they loop over the pipe, and these threaded studs feed through this little mount here or bracket, and you use these nuts to tighten the two together, and these clamps do a really good job wrapping around that circular pipe. Back down below with the 2-inch, and I'm going to loop that like that. I'll add that bracket and secure it with those nuts. And make sure you install this bracket or bottom mount correctly. As you can see, the circular cutout goes toward the pipe. After hand tightening these nuts, I'm going to grab my 15mm deep socket, and I'm going to tighten these nuts in sequence by tightening each nut 4 times and then hopping to the other nut. And again, this is going to help properly seat or align that clamp as you tighten it. No need to rush this. All right, the finishing product. I've tightened both clamps, and I've also applied additional sealant, as you can see, and worked it in any remaining breakaway or cracks. Real quick, back to the sealant container on the back side. Step number 6, allow 30 minutes to dry, longer in cold or damp conditions, then run engine for 10 minutes. Very important, allow that 30 minutes and run that engine for 10 minutes to help that sealant properly cure. It's been 30 minutes, now it's time to run it for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and it is a lot quieter than what it was. Let's go down below and take a look at how it is cured. And that is it, DIYers. Hopefully this helps. I think the saving moment of the day is from my dad, allowing me to use a Sawzall. Without that Sawzall, that would have taken forever to cut through manually. And in the event that we went and rented that tool that I referenced earlier with that link, it is nowhere near efficient as the Sawzall. So I recommend going right to the Sawzall if you have it. From here, do us a favor, below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Night and day difference. Total cost of the project about $37 after tax.